Hey Sagittarius, welcome to a reading. Sagittarius, if this reading resonates with you, please like and or subscribe. Sag, I pulled some oracle cards for you to kind of get the gist of what this whole energy is about. You got here and now, no place like home, and flexible. So I do feel with these three cards, you're going through a very tough time when it comes to dealing with other people, dealing with things that you feel you cannot control. Because here now talks about knowing how to stay present, that being in the past is depression and being in the future is anxiety. So they want you to stay present with what you're going through. We also have flexible. So that tells me that there's things that could be changing, things you have to work through when it comes to things outside your control. And then we have no place like home, which talks about you coming into your own skin, you being authentic to who you are. Okay. And I feel like this is very imperative when dealing with obstacles that you may be experiencing in your life. It's basically saying, Sag, that you have integrity and you move with integrity and truth and authenticity. So it's a reminder of your strength and your resilience and who you are. Okay, through this, I'm gonna say trying time because that's what it feels like, Sag. Let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. What's going on with Sagittarius spirit? Which collective of Sagittarians? Six of Wands in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. You're having issues with relationships, whether it's work, romance, family. Yeah, it's feeling like for some of you this has to do with inheritance issues, retirement issues, family business issues, work issues. There's something that's not changing. So, for example, if this was a work environment, right, with the Ten of Pentacles and the Death in reverse, the spirit is saying that there's a process that is not working. Either there are certain people that are not doing their job, right, or the process just sucks. And someone here with the Death in reverse is having a hard time making those structural changes. So instead of people working together, they're working apart, and it's messing up the relationships amongst the people, right? So, Saj, I do feel like on a personal level, for some of you, you could be at a level of position where you feel like people don't respect you. So you could be at a higher level of position. For others of you, you are in a position where people are trying to get you demoted somehow, publicly humiliate you. There could be somebody in leadership that is not respected as well. Again, it does feel like this is bigger than yourself, Sag. That's what it feels like. There's a lot of people involved here. So I do feel like you're experiencing some issues around relationships. Okay. Work, romance, whatever. It just feels like something is not, the process is not right, and the changes that need to be made are not being changed. We have Judgment in reverse. We have Page of Cups reversed, Nine of Cups reversed, Three of Wands reversed. I feel like it's a feeling of not having a bright future as far as what you're seeing, right? It feels like something here is not going to pan out. That you may feel like you're not going to get what you want out of a situation. You may feel like something is not being judged properly. Maybe you feel like something is being misjudged, something is in the dark that needs to be brought out to light. Maybe you feel like there's a lack of accountability. Now, with judgment being in reverse, it does talk about judgment on all sides. So, Spirit is calling out the fact that something that is not working here is not just you, but it's a collective. So, whoever you're dealing with, you're included in this as well, right? So, it's one of those things where it can be easy to point fingers and feel a certain type of way, like singled out in a sense. But with spirits, messages with death and the judgment, there's a lot of people. It's just a lot of individuals that are not taking accountability, and they're kind of they're misjudging, they're criticizing. Um, it could definitely be that there's a lot of people that just don't like their leadership. You know what I'm saying? That could be as simple as that. But in this time, Spirit is saying, what can you do in this present moment? What changes can you make, right? Being flexible, what can you do in order to ride this wave out while people can figure out what to do to change? Some of you guys may be thinking about getting a different job. That's how I see it here. Yeah, star in reverse. Some of you guys feel shadowed, like your work is not being recognized. If this resonates, Sagittarius, please like and/or subscribe. What's going on with Sagittarius? How is Sagittarius feeling? How is Sagittarius feeling? Queen of Swords reverse. You're kind of pissed off here. You're actually very pissed off. Queen of Swords reverse is very pissed off. Instead of thinking logical, they're thinking with their emotions. They start to criticize. They criticize other people. They say things very disrespectful. They can manipulate information. They can manipulate a narrative. Okay, she's very upset. But the reason why she's upset is because she feels like she has, I'm saying she because it's feminine energy, right? Creation. Sagittarius, you may feel like you're very innovative. You may feel like there's something big about you, that you're meant for more, that you are a healer, you're a fixer. Just put me in the, I'm getting in like a vision of like someone sitting on the bench. It's like just put me in, boss, and it's like let them let them listen to your ideas about something here. And it feels like you might be feeling shadowed. Some of you guys, it's not that you're being shadowed, but that you're not shining your light either. So there's a bit of bitterness over feeling shadowed, but what are you doing to step up, right? Are you just hiding away? So there's a lot of things about judgment here that Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, look at everything, look at everybody's behavior, including your own. Where can you find accountability in this situation? What is it that you feel like you can do? Okay. And if it feels like you can't do anything because you're somebody with no control over the situation, then how can you change your perspective on this? Or how can you um treat, I guess, those that you work with a little bit different, like how you move in a sense? Because they are saying here that you're coming across a very, very upset, um, very cutthroat Sagittarius. What is the advice for Sagittarius? Devil is your advice in reverse. Yeah, you got to release the need for control. You have to release unhealthy attachments, meaning unhealthy people that you deal with. Again, the devil is desires, okay? But it's also Capricorn energy. It's Saturn. It can be very limiting, right? So they're saying release whatever you feel is limiting you. This could be personal, right? If this is a work environment that is really toxic and micromanaged, right? They're saying, well, do you feel like you should maybe go to a different job, right? Or is this an internal battle that you're dealing with where you the need for control? Or do you feel fearful, right? Is there a power issue in this situation? I do feel like Spirit is saying that you have some unhealthy attachments, whether it is internal or external, that need to be released, but you also have to recognize what that is for you. Okay? Yeah, you have to recognize Hermit. And the Hermit was in reverse. Some of you guys, you're not going within yourself. You're not doing any sort of spiritual work to kind of self-reflect. Again, the Hermit is like soul searching. You may feel like you're in the dark and with the where's the light at the end of the tunnel. So for some of you, you maybe feel disconnected spiritually from yourself, and you need to go within. This is something that you need to see on a soul level and not an ego level. Okay. All right. So with that being said, Sagittarius, let's get one healing card for you. So they're saying there's a decision that needs to be made. Something is not changing. It repeats over and over and over and over. What is something that Sagittarius needs to heal? What is something that Sagittarius needs to heal? We got two things. Overall sadness, and then we have temptation, the devil. So you got the devil twice. Okay? You're dealing with sadness and disappointments, and then you got temptation. So this is telling me, Sag, what are you doing to handle these emotions? What are you getting into in order to deal with these emotions? For some of you, this could be addictions, right? With the devil. This could be dealing with unhealthy people, unhealthy situations that give you a false sense of belonging, or a false sense of security, or just something. It's something, but it just drags you down. Okay? Um So that's something you have to recognize for yourself. If you feel drawn to get a personal reading, I would suggest you do so. If you want to do a cord cutting, I do offer that, an energy cleansing, clarity candle if you need one. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the best. Bye.